Hi everyone. So in this video, I will be talking about TCS NQT interview preparation. And in this particular video, I am going to talk about TCS digital profile. For a TCS digital profile, what kind of preparation is required? How much things you need to prepare? How detailed you should go? And what will be the priority criteria? When I talk about priority criteria, that means what is your first priority for preparation, what will be your second priority for preparation, how you know how you actually need to go for your preparation. Okay, so we will talk about this. It is a very important video, and make sure to like the video and let's go ahead. So first of all, I will be talking the first topic in which you need to prepare some things. I will be go little deeper in this video. I will be telling you which things actually you need to prepare. So when we talk about CV, so first of all, you need to prepare your introduction according to your CV. Why it is important? So suppose if you are introducing yourself, in the introduction itself, it is very important to leave a very good impression on the interviewer. So as we say, our first impression is the last impression. So if you are putting your first impression bad, obviously the mindset will be not good of the interviewer. So if you are giving your introduction answer, make sure to include all the best things, all the best skills which you have. Also include some things which you already have mentioned in your CV, which aligns with your CV. Okay, so introduce yourself according to that. You can go a little bit deep if you have something good, if you have any certification or a big project you have done. So that kind of introduction, please. So suppose keep one thing in your mind. Suppose 100 candidates are giving the interview and you want to be in top 10 to top 20, so you should present yourself better than all other candidates. How can you present better than all other candidates? Just present yourself in a good way. So in the introduction itself, you can tell good things about you. You can tell about like what are the technical skill set, additional skill set which you have. Also, do not make things messy, because suppose any kind of cross questions like came in the front of you, then you will be blank. So do not use your fekna wala skills. Okay, use appropriate things which you have done. Okay, so whatever you have done, just present it in a good way. Okay, so for an example, I am keeping a small example. Suppose you have created only a railway ticket system. Now you will be telling, sir, I have created the railway booking system as my project. This will be not a good impression, right? You have made the railway booking system, but describe it in a way that it actually, because the interviewer doesn't know how you created your project, right? So it only thing which matter is how you are presenting your project. Okay, so whatever you have done in the introduction, please present in a good way which can leave a good impression. Okay, then any cross question related to introduction, please prepare that. Any certification, if any kind of certification you have done, please prepare the questions according to that. That what you have achieved through the certification, what you have gained, what new skills you have learned, and please able to prepare yourself to cross questions and answer these kind of questions. Then internship experience, if you have any kind of internship experience that you can do. Okay, then work experience, any skills on which questions can be asked. Okay, prepare any skills on which questions can be asked, that is mentioned in your CV. So if you have mentioned something, if you think a question can be asked on this thing, please prepare that. Okay, so this is also very important. Now coming to the next part, which is project. Now in the project we have mentioned something what you need to prepare, but going forward with it, first of all let me tell you something. So we have just introduced our crack interview notes which you can use for your preparation. In these interview notes you will be getting many things, like all the technical details. You will be getting a ebook which you can use for a quick preparation. Suppose if you want to prepare very quick in 3 to 4 days, then all the technical material you will be getting in this ebook. Okay, then oops related questions you will be getting, and programming related notes you will be getting. You will be getting STL collection framework, HR questions, DSA theory, project based questions, CS fundamentals, SQL queries, computer science, coding sheet. There are a lot of things available in this notes. So you can purchase the notes. The notes link will be in the description. Also, if you have a less time, like 3 to 4 days, you can use this ebook. This ebooks contains only important questions which you can use for your interview preparation. Okay, the link will be in the description. Now coming to the project part, what you need to prepare in your project. First is quick explanation in 1 minute. Okay, so you should have a skill that you conclude everything from your project in only 1 minute. You should have a skill to detail for the detailed explanation as well. Like, you should prepare your projects in that way. You can also tell the answer in 1 minute that explain your project, also a detailed explanation in which you can talk about your project in 4 to 5 minutes. Okay, then tech stack advantage, whatever the tech stack you have used in your project, advantages and disadvantages, also why you use that tech stack. Okay, important details about the project, please prepare about that. High level project architecture overview, prepare these things. Okay, also when I talk about detailed explanation, what are the hardest part of the project, which part is most difficult part according to your experience, which library you used you felt difficulty, which thing is easy for you in the project. So these kind of explanation also you need to prepare. Any kind of cross questions which can be asked on the project also you should prepare. Now coming to the next part, which is general communication, it is very important. Prepare for cross questions. So what happens in TCS NQT interview? To judge your communication, often they ask questions related to like general kind of questions, like what is your opinion on current Indian government? What is your opinion or on cricket? Which is your favorite sport? Who is MP in your city? Do you think he is doing good work? So these kind of question cannot be prepared. These are the on moment questions. Like, on moment a interviewer can ask you some questions to judge if you are giving the answer that answers are the only answers which you have remembered, or you have like you have read those answers, or you can actually on point on situation you can give the answer for the questions. Okay, so for that judgment a interviewer can ask you few questions, general questions as I have explained you. So for these, prepare the cross questions also, or please make your communication clear, make your communication good. Like, what you can do is just sit alone in your room and you can practice daily for at least 5 to 10 questions daily. Okay, and speak the answers aloud. Why it will help you? If you will be speaking your answers aloud, it will actually help you out to actually suppose if you are in the front of interviewer, right? If you will practice daily 5 to 10 question you are speaking aloud, at that point, at the time of interview, you will be not feeling nervous, you will be comfortable, because you are practicing that thing daily. Okay, so make sure to prepare your general communication very good. The next point is OOPS, which you need to prepare, which is definition for the object oriented programming, also the examples, syntax and implementations. Okay, and cross questions. So do class contain memory? Do we declare Can we declare constructor private? So these kind of questions are called private question, cross questions, or you can say tricky questions, you can say. Okay, also the definition, examples and syntax implementation you need to prepare. If you don't know how to prepare for these kind of question, I just tell you, in the notes itself we have provided these kind of questions here in the ebook. You will get the oops related cross questions here in the ebook, so you can use this for the preparation. Okay, so these kind of preparation also you should need to do. You should have at least good command on object oriented programming. It is not guaranteed that they will be asking you oops questions, but in 50% of interviews they ask questions related to oops. Okay, then talking about the behavior question. So behavior questions, please prepare for two kind of behavior question. One is HR question. So in the HR question, there are questions like, why do you want to join our company? Okay, these kind of questions comes in HR question. Or what is your strength? What is your weakness? So these kind of questions falls into the category of HR questions. Okay, where do you see yourself in next 5 years? In the situational question, the questions are different. What is situational question? What will you do if you are sick and you need to give an important presentation in the office? What will you do if the deadline is short and you need to manage many things? What will you do if your teammate is not working properly? So these kind of questions we call situational based question. So also we have provided these kind of questions in the notes so you can prepare. Okay. Then talking about one programming language with problem solving. This is only important for digital. For TCS Ninja, actually they don't ask much about programming. Okay. They will not ask much about DSA. But if you are going for digital, at least you should have basic understanding. Okay. I will not say like deep dive in data structures and algorithms, read everything. No, only the basic idea you should have, like about the time complexity or about the different data structures. So suppose if someone in the interviewer asked you, okay, what are the important functions of a stack, on which algorithm stack works, so at least you should know about that. Okay, how queue works, yeah, what is the difference between map and set, what are some sorting algorithms, what is the time complexity of different sorting algorithms. So at least you should have a basic idea about everything. Okay, so you can at least one programming language prepare fully. Okay, be it C++, Java, Python, JavaScript, anything. You can prepare at least one programming language you should prepare. Okay, at the best. Then basic data structures, as I mentioned, basic data structures knowledge you should have, because there is a less possibility that they will be asking some problem solving question or difficult question. But basic things they can ask questions around strings, arrays, or the basic examples which I have written here, like linked list question. Suppose they are asking how can you delete the nth node from the linked list, suppose this kind of question they ask. This is not much difficult, but this comes in the basic implementation and the data structure, so at least prepare that. Okay, then that's it. So this is a very overview idea for your preparation. There are a lot of things which you need to prepare apart from it also. Okay, let me give one more thing which you need to actually prepare, that is SQL. Okay, with this prepare SQL also, SQL and databases, because this is also a very important thing which I have not mentioned in the slide, but you need to prepare. So at least do 10 to 20 important medium level difficulty queries. Also the basics of SQL, please read about that. Generally speaking, TCS Digital interview is not a fully technical interview. You can say it totally depends upon the mood of the interviewer. Suppose if your branch is not CSIT, you are not from CSIT branch, the interview will be more focused on your CV things, like the project, the academics which you have done. So suppose if you are from electronics, they will be asking you questions around electronics, things in electronics, what you have read in your academic syllabus, things according to that. Also, if you have written something in your CV which is technical, they will be asking more questions around it. So it totally depends from which branch you belong actually. Okay, because as we all know, all branches are eligible for TCS NQT. So but if you are from CSIT, yeah, for EC branch, you have done some programming and all, then please expect these kind of questions also. But generally the interview is not about much technical things, but it also focuses on your ability to answer on spot. As I have mentioned, there can be some question, like suppose if the interview duration is around 30 minutes. Okay, your introduction and the cross question and the project discussion part can single-handedly takes around 15 to 20 minutes. So they are like, in the most of the interviews, they are much interested to know about yourself, like what you have done, what are your skills, if you are aware about the new things or not, you have good idea about your projects or not, what you have done in your academics, how was your journey. They don't want if you just preparing the interview before the examination, you are just reading the definitions. No, there will be a lot of discussion kind of questions which can be asked. This is the most important part. So make sure to prepare your discussion skills, communication skills well. This is a very important factor. After preparing for your communication, your introduction, behavior and skills, then you can go for technical, because this is very important. First prepare the questions around CV, prepare the questions around your introduction, prepare the questions, the cross questions around it, prepare the situational question, prepare the behavior question. When you have done all these things, then go for the technical part which you have mentioned. Okay, so these are the all things which you need to prepare. I hope this video helped. Thank you so much for watching.